Good morning and happy Thanksgiving to everybody. It is 8 o'clock in the morning when I got up, and I want to just get started on my Thanksgiving dinner. These are the filling for the pies, the potato pies, and I told you could just keep that. These are the filling for it, and I'm going to bake these pies off before I put the turkey in the oven. So I just wanted to show it to you as I got ready to put it down. And I'm just putting it in, and then I'll just flatten it. And I had an extra pie shell out here just in case, I needed it. Okay, now I'm going to put these in my oven at 350 degrees. I'm going to scrape the rest of that out to make sure that it's filled at 350 degrees, and I'm going to allow them to cook for maybe 30 to 35 minutes. So when they're done, I will get back. Okay, we're back, and I have the 4 sweet potato pies. They're out of the oven, and I have them on the dining room table, but they're only sitting in a position of cooling. So I just took them out. I wanted to show you what they look like. They're cooling now. I have the ham in the oven before I move into the turkey. And I should have my dinner down on the table 3:30, 4 o'clock. Stay with me. Hi. Okay, we've gotten to the turkey, and as you know, I did put all of the seasonings on the turkey last night, so I'm ready to just put it in the oven. And you do see a lot of the butter that has grown hard. Reason B is because I had it in the refrigerator overnight. But you do see a lot of the herbs that are inside of the skin of the turkey, which is exactly like I want it. Now, I'm going to show you how to string this turkey up, and it's very, very easy. I have a piece of nylon twine, and the reason why it's nylon is so it will not burn while it's in the oven. So you're going to go right where the neck of the turkey would actually be. You're going to bring the two wings in with the twine. You're going to take this around the legs. You're going to wrap it together, string it, and knot tie it. Okay? Now what did I do? I just did this to make my turkey just a little bit more moist and juicier in the cooking, and all of the body parts will not be separated. You do want your turkey. I do have a thermometer, but I've been doing this for so long, I really know how to do it. You want your turkey within the inner thigh to read 180 degrees. No less than 180 degrees. Same thing for the breast. Now what we're going to do with this turkey is we're going to do a chef's trick. We're going to take this turkey, we're going to turn it upside down and place it in the pan for the first 20 minutes of cooking. So, that would be like that. Now, why did I do that? I did that so that all of the juices from the back of the turkey can run down into the breastplate of the turkey. And it's going to, when the juices run down, when I flip it back over and then finish the cooking process, all of the juices that are in the breast will then go back to the back. But right now what it's doing is it's going to help to make the breast very, very moist, tender, and juicy. I also have a tent. This is made with aluminum foil. When I turn the turkey back over, and I'll show you that while it's in the oven, when I turn it back over, I'm going to place this tent on the top of the turkey. Why am I doing that? Because I want to have an evenly browned turkey. And what the tent does is the heat penetrates up inside of the tent, and then it goes back down into the bird. So we're going to put this bird in the oven. We're going to cook it off at 325 degrees. This is relatively a 16-pound turkey. We're talking 3.5 hours before it's actually done. So I'll come back. Okay, I'm back, and these are the dinner rolls that we talked about yesterday. I'm getting ready to proof them, and proof simply means that I'm going to put them in the pan so that they can rise, and then I can place them in the oven. And since the turkey is in the oven, and it's going to be there roughly about another 3 hours, then you have enough time for this to proof. And it takes anywhere from 2 to 3 hours in order for this to proof. But I want to show you just 3 designs when it comes to doing this bread. This is roughly how the bread comes. It comes in a little ball. Now, one design that you can do in your muffin tin is to place 2 rolls together, just like that. Place them down in the muffin tin. Then take right where the split is, you would put a little bit of butter. Now, what I didn't show you, because I'm going to do another pan for you, I'm just going to finish out this pan, is I did spray this with extra virgin olive oil cooking spray, but you can use any kind of cooking spray that you want. That's just one simple design that you can do with these dinner rolls. Now, I'm going to show you a second design. You would take 3 dinner rolls. You would cut them in half. So this is the second one that I've cut. And this is the third one. You get one more. Okay. And these have almost started to rise because I've had them out so long just so that they could thaw. Then you would place them in your muffin tin. One next to the other. Oops, that just dumped in there, so we'll use it. Okay, and you see what it gave you? It gave you roughly just like that try. It gave you like a try roll. So you would place butter in the split. You don't need to put it on top of the roll, but you do need to put it in the split. Now I'll show you with another one. There's 1 part, 2 parts, and the third part. Okay, so I have that tri-split. See it? Then I'm just going to take the butter and I'm going to run it down the seam of the split. So this is done, and I'm going to set it to the side. And I have another small, I have 2 pans already done, so I have a smaller pan right here, and I'm going to show you just a couple with the smaller pan. Okay, so I'm going to take out 3 rolls, and like I said, mine have really thawed a lot because they've been sitting out, and it's hot in here because I got the turkey in the oven, and a lot is going on. So you would split 3 rolls, okay? Once you split the 3 rolls, don't forget to spray your pan with a little bit of spray. I put just a little bit on my hands so it won't stick to my hands. You place your rolls in, and you just place 3 of them side by side. And you've seen these rolls in the store. Now you can do them. Okay? So you place it in, one next to that, and one next to that. Okay. Put a little butter in the split. And that's melted butter, and I'm just putting it in the split. And the reason why I'm putting it in the split is so that the roll can stay separated, because you don't want it to all come together as one roll. Now, I showed you the first one, but I'm going to show it to you again. And the only thing I did was took 2 rolls, put them together, put them in the pan. And I got my split dead center. I took 2 rolls, put them in the pan, and I got my split dead center. Just make certain that I put my butter to keep it from joining back together. Okay? Now, this third roll that I'm going to show you is simple, but this is the one that you would really want to have on your dinner table. Take 2 rolls, put them on top of each other, knead them back. Okay? Knead them back. Once you knead them back, take your scissors, cut dead center, cut 2 cuts on both sides. And that's your flake dinner roll. Put it in the pan. Make certain that you put butter between each one of those splits so that it does not go back together. Okay? Now, I'm going to do that one more time. You take 2 rolls, stack them on top of each other, knead them back. And knead simply means you're going to combine them together, take them back till you get kind of like a little fuzzy ball, because you can push it up and hold it with your hand. Cut dead center. Don't cut it all the way through because you're still holding some in your hand. Cut 2 cuts on the side, 2 cuts on this side. Put it in your pan. Let it rise. And you got roughly 2.5 to 3 hours for it to rise. By the time you take that turkey out, turkey needs to sit for 15 minutes before you start to carving it anyway. Put the rolls in the oven for 15 minutes and bake them off. Simple as it can be. Okay? That's just one more thing for the Thanksgiving Day dinner table. And we're moving closer to finish. Stay with me. Okay, we're almost to the finish of the meal. Here I have some cornbread, which is day old. I made it last night. A lot of people wonder, how do you get your dressing to turn dark? Well, inside of this cornbread is just, you see it has a dark color. That's because I added the sage, the poultry seasoning, and I added some garlic seasoning to the cornbread when I baked it off last night. And that's just to give it a richer flavor, okay? So you're going to crumple this up, and even if you don't do that, now my dressing, as you can see, will already be the color of dressing because of what I have done prior to making the actual dressing. Now, I also had cornbread that had been in my refrigerator or in my freezer for well over a month. And I told you, you always save your cornbread because that makes the best dressing when the cornbread is old. So I'm going to just crumple this up. But if you look at it, it's more of a yellow texture. But that's all right, because when you mix it with the rest of the ingredients, it's going to turn just as dark as the rest. So I continue to break up my cornbread. Now, you don't really have to break it up as fine as possible, because once the liquids hit it, it's going to start to sog, and once it's sogged, it's going to break itself up. This is also month-old cornbread. Okay? And I'm just going to add this as well to the other cornbread mix. Now, here I have some butter that has already been pre-melted. So I'm going to take this butter and just pour it all over. And this is about a stick. So I'm going to pour that into this mixture. To that, I'm going to add some chopped up celery and some chopped up onions. Okay. To that, I have, one of my favorite things to use is Lipton onion soup mix. And I have a pack here, because I don't think anything brings in the flavor of anything like this actually does. So I put that in the mix. Now, last night when I made my turkey, I took the giblets out because that's for my giblet gravy. So the neck, the liver, and the gizzard and the heart is inside of the pack. I took it out. I don't use the liver for my giblet gravy. But one of the reasons why it's called giblets is because you're taking the giblets from the turkey and you're making the gravy with it. And the only thing I use for that is just the leftover juices from the turkey, cut up the heart and the gizzard, and add some parts of the neck chop it up real fine, put it in, mix it up, and just make a gravy, and you have your giblet gravy. Now, I'm going to go and I boiled that, and the reason why I boiled it is because I take the juices, some of the juices from that, and I put it into my dressing. So I'm going to go to the stove and get that. It's already cooled. And I did add seasonings to that, and I'm just going to pour it in. Now, inside of there, you see I left the gizzard, the neck, the heart, all of that, and that's what I'm going to make my gravy with. Now, I'm going to stir this a little bit. Now, I have all of my seasonings in here, including my salt. So, I don't have to worry about any of that. Now, to that, I'm going to add some beef stock, and I'm using Swanson's beef stock. I'm sorry, not beef, chicken. And it's chicken broth. Because everything you add to that, you want to have flavor. Okay? And you can smell it coming up, and it smells good. Now, I'm going to add to that, right here is where I have to lose these gloves, because I'm going to add to that a little bit more sage, and a little bit more poultry seasoning. Now, to that, one moment, you don't have to do this, but I'm doing this today. I have never tried this flavor boost, and I'm always into trying new things. And because it's chicken, it's staying right along with the lines of what it is that I'm preparing. So I'm going to add 2 packs of this. Now, I've never done this before. I can tell you that now. I normally just go with what I know has been tried and tested. But I am into trying new things, so. And it smells delicious. I can smell straight like chicken. Straight like chicken. Now, I'm going to add 1 pack of stovetop stuffing. And there's a reason for this. Inside of this, it has some monosodium glutamate, and it has, which is really your accent. And it has another seasoning inside of it that I don't use, and I can't remember what it was right now. So let me just take a look real quick. It's monosodium glutamate. I don't use that. Oh, turmeric. I don't keep that on my shelf, because if I did, I wouldn't use it from one year to the next. One reason why I don't use the accent is because it tends to, even though it adds flavor, it tends to elevate the, your blood pressure. So I don't use it all the time. But today, I think that this is just a small amount in here, so I'm going to use it for my stuffing. Now, this you don't have to do. But there's a lot of different seasonings that come inside of your stovetop stuffing that I don't use. And as you noticed, I didn't put in any white bread or anything of that sort. Now, I'm going to mix this in. And I'm going to add the rest of this chicken broth. Okay. And really, chicken broth tends to bring in that soul part of the meal that you're actually looking for. Now, I've mixed up all of that. It smells good. Now, I'm going to add carnation milk. because nothing velvetizes and smooths like carnation milk. I could really do a commercial for this product, because I've been using this in my kitchen for about 40 years and I haven't got tired of it yet. So that's a long time to use anything. Okay. All of that is in. I'm going to mix it. And as you can see, it is straight the color of dressing. Okay? And yeah, I know this is a lot, but as you know, I got company. Now, I'm going to put in the last ingredient, which is 4 beaten eggs. And you always want to taste it. So I'm going to put that in. And because I can't put my dressing in my oven right now, I'm going to sit this in my refrigerator, because I'm not going to leave it out because I have the eggs in it. So I'm going to sit it in until time for it to go in, and then I'm going to place it in. Bake this off, and of course I'm going to show you how it looks upon completion. Now it's only 30 minutes to bake this. You bake this just like you would bake your cornbread. So whatever you put your cornbread on, I put mine on 375. And that's the way you do it. Alrighty. And I know it's going to be good. Okay, there you have it. I'm going to allow all these ingredients to kind of absorb each other and to combine together while it's waiting for the turkey to come out. And I'll get back to you.